The first deciphered tablet says, "Among the subtle shadows and the absence of light lies the matrix of illusion." The CIA ordered a mysterious sculpture to be placed, and the CIA itself acknowledges that all these sculptures refer to a final message. In other words, there's something hidden underneath there in the basement of the CIA building. Now, what is down there, we don't know. Why? Because no one has managed to decipher the fourth and final plaque yet. It's evident the CIA is concealing information. I'm absolutely sure you've never heard what I'm going to tell you here in this video today, but it's absolute certainty. Then in 2 days, another channel that tells you unknown facts will take this exact same text, this exact same video, and post it on their channel. Then you'll see a rerun of my video, but with a different host. But that's normal. Anyway, you saw it here first. At the entrance of the CIA headquarters, at the George Bush Intelligence Center, which is located in Virginia, in the United States, the CIA had a mysterious sculpture placed there. A sculpture that contains 4 secret messages. And 3 of those 4 messages have already been deciphered. When I tell you all that our life is a huge matrix and that we are controlled, that our lives are controlled, you think I'm joking, right? Well, in today's video, I'm once again Carol Capel, your favorite CIA undercover alien. Welcome everyone to this channel. Did you watch our Saturday live? Didn't watch it? The live is still available. No one has taken it down yet. Check out the link in the description below. Also, have you subscribed to the new channel? On the Shorts channel, I'm declaring right now that anyone who hasn't subscribed is a traitor to the sect. And the sect will come after you. If I were you, I'd click and subscribe. Now, let's talk about these macabre sculptures that hide even more macabre messages. And the question that won't go away to start this video is, why? Why put this at the CIA headquarters? Why? For what purpose? What's the intention? And what are all these subliminal messages for? Well, this sculpture is called Kryptos, and it was commissioned by the CIA itself. The person who made this sculpture was an American named Jim Sanborn on November 3rd, 1990s. This statue is made up of 2 copper plates and is composed of various elements such as wood, pink granite, green granite, white quartz, petrified wood, and water. It creates a kind of symbolism with various elements of the earth. And its purpose is to represent the mystical reality of our way of life, of our world. The mystical reality in the intelligence agency? Why? The copper blade of this structure is similar to a scroll, which seems to unroll like a structure that has several letters showing an encrypted message. In other words, a secret message. There are several letters that, if you look at them, if you glance at them, they don't make any sense. They have no meaning at all. But why does this message not make any sense? Well, because it's an encoded message. It's an encrypted message. The message is made up of 26 Latin characters, and there are symbols of question marks. Sometimes the symbols are divided into 4 sections or into 4 parts of the plate. And each of these 4 parts has a different message. In addition to this main sculpture, the CIA had 3 more made and placed them at different points around the headquarters, as if at the 4 cardinal points, forming a very complex message. And the CIA itself acknowledges that all these sculptures refer to a final message, and that it's necessary to decipher all of them to obtain this final message. And guys, not to mention that the gentleman who made the sculptures also created a garden there at the CIA that has an even more bizarre hidden symbolism. I'm talking about Masonic symbolism. In the garden, there are copper plates scattered around with symbols everywhere. The garden is full of black and white triangles and opposing stones, like one facing away from the other. Do you have any idea how much money was spent to make this? It was more than $660,000 just for the main sculpture. Just for that first one I showed you. $660,000 just to face a place? Of course not, right, guys? After a lot of pressure, the artist who created this piece said it was a former CIA agent, specifically Edward Charette, who went to his studio and requested that this sculpture be made. This guy asked the artist to make the entire sculpture in cryptography. According to the artist himself, that is, the guy who created this sculpture, you need to solve the puzzle of the 4 blades, and only then will you have the secret message. What's even stranger about this story is that the artist, Jin San, when people started asking him a lot about this piece, he began to provide contradictory information, as if he wanted to mislead people with lies about something he had created. The only person who knows the answer to this hidden message is the current director of the CIA, William Joseph Burns. But 3 out of the 4 blades have already been deciphered. And it was the CIA employees themselves who deciphered the 3 plates. A man named Jim Hogle went to research in the open archives of the National Security Agency and the CIA to see if there was any file or any classified information about this subject in the CIA documents. And guess what? He found a bunch of classified files about these plates. But after all, Carol, what do these 3 plates that have already been deciphered say? Get ready, okay? Because it's something really macabre. Well, the first deciphered plate says, between the subtle shadows and the absence of light lies the matrix of illusion. The second message says, was it completely invisible? How is that possible? They used the Earth's magnetic field. The information was collected and transmitted underground on the planet to an unknown location. Who knows about this place? Only to do. And who is this WW? Well, by WW, they were referring to the former CIA director, the guy who was in charge of the CIA when those plates were built, William Wester. And the message goes on, okay? The message goes on saying 38 degrees, 57 minutes, and 5 seconds north, and 77 degrees, 8 minutes, and 44 seconds west. In other words, we have global positioning system coordinates there. So, after all, where do these coordinates point to? They point to 53 meters from where the main sculpture is, that is, in the southeast part. In the southeast part of the CIA building. That is, there's something hidden underneath there in the basement of the CIA building. The contents of what lies beneath remain unknown because the 4th and final plaque has not been deciphered by anyone so far. There is something underneath the CIA building that can receive transmissions from the Earth's magnetic field. So, wait, there's something underneath the CIA building that can receive transmissions coming directly from the Earth's magnetic field? It's clear the CIA is hiding something, but wait, we still have the final decoded message. The last decoded message says, with great honor and humility, I declare this tomb open and invite us to enter the world of ancient Egypt. Then you're going to say to me, Carol, what? I didn't understand the last part. Well, this last part is paraphrasing the exact message that Howard Carter said when he found Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 in Egypt. But what does that have to do with anything? Why is the CIA including a message from Howard Carter on a plaque, on a sculpture at the CIA entrance that has 3 others here? It doesn't make any sense. Just to remind you, okay? That everyone involved in the expedition that found Tutankhamun's tomb died in completely bizarre ways. They were completely inexplicable deaths. We have video here about Tutankhamun's tomb because yes, I was there. I'll leave the link down below in the description for you to watch in case you haven't watched it yet. But after all, what does the CIA mean by that? What's really down there under the CIA headquarters? Could it be something so dangerous that it could unleash a curse? And is that why they put that quote from Howard Carter there? Well, nobody knows. And the little that is known about the 4th message is what the artist told the New York Times. When he was asked about the case, he said, after you decipher the first 3 plaques, the 4th plaque is a clock. He said that back in 2014 and up until now, in 2024, no one has been able to figure out what he meant by that. But he said, like, it's a clock. And in my head, it comes to me, you put together the information from the first 3 plates, and with the 4th plate, you can figure out the exact time to receive this information from the Earth's magnetic field. I don't know, guys, I'm just rambling. I want to know what you think. What's your theory? But like I said before, there are 3 other similar sculptures there at the same CIA headquarters. One of them is called the Cyrillic projector. And in it, there's a classified document from the Komitet Gosudarstvenoi Bezopasnosti, the Russian intelligence and security agency of the Soviet Union. It's a text that's in Cyrillic, meaning it's written in the Russian alphabet. People can't decipher the message not because they don't speak Russian, but because it really doesn't make sense. On the other side, we have another sculpture called the Antipodes. And this sculpture repeats all the text from that main sculpture that is from Kryptos, but it has some specific changes that completely alter the meaning of the first one. In other words, we have another enigma there. And finally, the third and last sculpture is called Untitled. It doesn't have a name. Strange, isn't it, guys? Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of that story about the Georgia Guidestones. Do you remember that they were destroyed? I reported it here on the channel when it happened. Well, among many obscure messages that those Georgia stones carried, they also said that it was necessary to reduce the human population to 500 million people. There were commandments there that should be followed for this population reduction. Anyway, it was just another one of those Masonic works. But what about that, huh, guys? And this story about the CIA sculptures? What do you all think about all this? What, after all, is the CIA building hiding? I have several theories in my head, but I obviously want to read your theories down here in the comments. Don't forget, before you leave this video, to comment today's magic word, which is matrix. Comment matrix here in the comments and you'll see your life transforming. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Shorts channel and to watch the last live that happened here on the channel. A big kiss to you all, and I'll see you, if you allow it, in our next video. Bye!